In the ancient Middle Eastern world of Jesus, blindness was sadly very common. So many poor Galileans were blind. Most cases were due to trachoma, a contagious infection of the inner mucous lining of the eyelids, the conjunctiva, and of the cornea. The disease was transmitted by flies and by poor hygiene. Simply washing hands would have immensely reduced cases of blindness, but scarcity of water prevented many Galilean peasants from keeping the great tradition and its required ritual ablutions. Ancient people had no awareness of impersonal causes like infections. If something happened, someone did it. Therefore, blindness must have been caused by someone. And this explains the real bane of blindness, according to ancient Israelites. They imagined that the God who bestowed the gift of sight also withheld it, or even removed it altogether. In some, though not all instances, loss of sight was associated with displeasing and dishonoring God. In other words, sin. But Tobit and the man born blind in John chapter 9 illustrate exceptions to this belief. To be blind in the Bible means to have eyes from which darkness emanates. In the cultural world of Scripture, darkness wasn't understood as the absence of light. Instead, the Bible understands darkness to be the presence of dark. Darkness, in other words, is seen biblically as a substance, a ray that projects out from the sky vaults at night. Like daylight does during the day, so at night, night dark emanates. Thus, darkness was considered an ancient thing rather than the absence of light, and blind people were those people whose hearts were full of darkness, hence from whose eyes night dark emanated. Consequently, the blind were often suspected of having the evil eye, and they were ostracized from community. Yet despite the pain deriving from knowing that for some mysterious reason God has deprived one of sight, a blind person did not feel cursed. Israelites remembered the myth of Genesis, where God existed in darkness before creating the light. Darkness therefore symbolized the presence of God. To live in darkness, that is, being unable to see, is to live in the presence of God, according to this ancient understanding. Such intimacy with God compensates the blind person, who can interact with, but not see, other human beings who are created in the image and likeness of God. Next time, we will discuss the significance of Jesus healing the blind Bartimaeus in Mark chapter 10.